how do we make an impact with a little bit of urgency? Because truly, if we want to make the money and get the results of a larger chapter, we need to be the larger chapter as quick as possible. Otherwise, we're always just kind of kicking the can down the road to the increase of results. So hopefully this series is helping you. To remind you again, number one, why are you here? Hopefully you've really spent some time thinking about that episode and thinking about what is your true outcome you're looking for beyond the referrals, beyond the money. What is that allowing you to do? How do you define success for yourself? And realizing that only you will dictate whether you get there or not, and only you will care whether you get there or not, and only you can care whether you put in the time and effort to get there or not. Nobody else is going to care for you, and that's just the sad reality. When you say it, it sounds so depressing when I say it, I guess. But the truth is, nobody cares. Nobody cares whether you do it or not. You have to care. And the only way you're going to care is if you have a real reason for doing it, okay? So this is about, again, getting our businesses to be in better shape before the heart attack, not after the heart attack. Episode 2, we talked about who's missing. What are the key professions that you are focused on? And at this point, you should have your chapter should have a scheduled visitor day in place for you to all focus on inviting towards that specific date. That visitor day really is about increasing conversion, having a better experience, all that kind of stuff, and giving everybody something to shoot for. Now, from a chapter part as well, it's an accountability tool. If the chapter agrees and you are all saying, we're going to do a visitor day on this date, and certain members choose to not participate in that, then I would take that as a sign as they're choosing not to participate in the chapter any longer. Okay? It doesn't make people, bad businesses, but if the chapter decides to do something as a whole, every member needs to play a role in that. It cannot be and is not fair for a small segment of people to try to do all the work for everybody else. So, sometimes it's just not the right fit on the team, and that might be the case, and that's what a visitor day helps you kind of determine. We are now into week 2 of that planning. You should be bringing your list, or have brought your list of all the professions you found that you're going to invite. So if I'm looking for an accountant, I'm going to bring all of the list of 20 plus accountants I found in our area that I'm going to invite. At the chapter, we are going to partner up. So the leadership team, whether it's a growth coordinator role or somebody on the leadership team who's going to kind of facilitate the planning of this visitor day, should now set every member up with an accountability partner, groups of 2. You may have a couple groups of 3, depending on the number in your chapter. Those partners now can share the list with each other. This is all the people I have found. These are the professions that I am looking for, and here's why. And each person, so you could do this right there in open networking or in a 5-minute educational moment time, explaining what their number 1 profession is, why they chose that number 1 profession for themselves, and the list that they came up with. You're doing this for a couple of reasons. 1, to show that you did the work that was expected of you. 2, because when you explain your number 1 profession, it's probably not mine. And so maybe I'm going to think of a couple people to help invite with, because I just never thought of them, because I never thought of that profession. So we can maybe increase our list size. And number 3 is just, again, education with each other. This is the further development of our referral relationship, because if you want these professions, they obviously are going to help your business. These are relationship-based referrals that I can pass to you as well. So that's the accountability part at the meeting. Everybody's now has their list this week. Break up, have that discussion. After this meeting, what is our homework? To invite. This is where we are actually going to be inviting for our visitor day, which should be at this point about 2 weeks out minimum. And you really should be able to do a visitor day and this kind of quick. The challenge of why you want to schedule them 6 weeks out typically is to ensure, again, you have a director there who can help ensure that you have the best presentation, put it together to help you convert visitors into new members. I've had a lot of chapters pass, they need to see a member do their presentation. No, they do not. They do not. And the director will do the best presentation that you could possibly do to convert the visitors, which is the point of doing the entire exercise. It's also highly unfair to pick one member who's going to get the benefit of having 20, 30, 40, 50 visitors in the room during their featured presentation when nobody else gets that. So how do you choose that person, and why not that other person? So it's also a way to kind of keep things fair. But this week we're inviting. I'm going to give you an invite language. We did a podcast, about 20 episodes or 30 episodes, I guess now, on doing this. So it's a little bit of a repeat for those who listen to 537, but it's important. This is where the actual tangible effort comes into play. Making a list is not very hard. And that's a simple exercise. It's not even hard to hold yourself accountable to. You can do that part. That's pretty easy. I bet half of you in the room did it last night. It's really not that hard of a thing to do. Inviting is simple, but it's difficult. It is hard. And it's not, again, that the activity is hard. What's going to be hard is you're not going to want to do it. You're not going to want to do it. There'll be a million reasons today, tomorrow, next day to not do it. But you have to. You have to. If you want the result of more referrals coming in more often based on this key profession being in your network on a weekly basis, you have to do it. If you really want that end result, to put the food on the table, to put put the kid through college, to go on that family vacation, to retire, be able to sell a business. You got to do these things. We got to do the things we don't want to do when we don't want to do them. That's what differentiates those who are successful and those who are not. The successful ones are the ones who are willing to do what it takes even when they don't want to. And I can promise you, having experienced this firsthand, you're not going to want to do it. You're not going to want to do it. So the hard part is doing it anyways. The activity is relatively simple. The language is very simple. It's 20 phone calls you got to make, 20 phone calls, and maybe more if if you get a voicemail. I don't necessarily leave a voicemail the first time. I would probably put them on, call them again later in the day or the next day. Give it 2 to 3 times before I left a voicemail. But again, it's a matter of scheduling it. Okay, if you kind of go, I will do it this week. I know I don't want to, but I'll get it done this week. You probably won't. Not again because you're always going to have that driving force not to do it, even subconsciously. So your time's going to fill in. Things are going to take over, and all of a sudden the week goes by. It goes by super fast. I don't know how many of you. It happens to me all the time still today, when it's like, Jesus, it's already Tuesday. Like, what happened, right? So you have to schedule time in your calendar, a couple of hours. And then be disciplined to stick to that time. To use that couple hours dedicated to the activity that will produce the result you at the end of the day want. And again, I'm just going to keep repeating myself because I think it's important. Nobody else is going to care if you do it or not. That's what makes it so hard. Is because when nobody else cares if you do it or not, nobody's pushing you to do it. Nobody's going to hold you accountable to do it. Nobody's going to ask you, did you do it? And maybe this is where an accountability part in your chapter could really come into play and help. But at the end of the day, you have to want the result bad enough to do it. So the invite's simple. The language is very simple. In fact, it's probably far more simple than most people do when they try to invite to BNI. Most people, when they invite to BNI, never actually explain what BNI is, but explain how it works. And that's why they fall short on getting people to actually visit. The biggest problem, even beyond language, though, is mindset. Most people, when they invite to BNI, come across very desperate. Oh, come visit my chapter. I need you to visit my chapter. And it's like they're selling something. You're not selling anything. You are not selling a single thing. It is not your job to sell BNI. What will sell it is the experience they're going to have at the visitor day, with the experience they're going to have seeing your chapter, seeing all your members, seeing the results. Like all of those things combined is what will ultimately sell somebody on joining or not. It's not any one thing. It's the accumulation of all of them. And oh, by the way, it's not the pricing. It's not, BNI is super expensive. It's not. People are spending hundreds and thousands of dollars a month on social media advertising, traditional advertising, a month. They spend their BNI membership dues a month on things that are ineffective, and half the time on things they don't even remember they spent it on. When somebody tells you that the price is too high, they're saying they didn't see the value. Period, end of story. Because for everybody that you see that comes in and says, oh yeah, it's just the dues are too high, I can show you other people who are questioning the validity of it because the dues are too low. So I don't say that because it's just a mindset thing. Your job is not to sell it. So don't put in excuses that somebody might have to joining your chapter into your head when invited. Because then you're just going to make a bunch of assumptions that are going to hold you back. So what it starts with is, do you believe in your chapter? Do you believe in what it is you are doing for one another? And do you believe that this thing can help that person you're talking to? If the answer is to no to any of those, you should probably be questioning your involvement in the chapter. I would hope that you believe the chapter is valuable. I would hope that you believe the people in the room are powerful and valuable. I would hope you believe the people in the room can help the person you're inviting. And it's got nothing to do with size. Even if you're freaking 11 people, you have 10 other people who said they want to help you become more successful and are willing to meet with you every single week to learn how to help you do that. The person you're inviting doesn't have that. But if you don't believe in that, it's not going to matter. So it comes down to confidence. And I know it's got nothing to do with size, because our new chapter startups who might be using this as well often start with 3, 4, 5 people. And they got to get up to 17 plus just to become in a chapter. And they do it. So if this group of 3 can get to 17, then any chapter that's existing can do it as well. All right. So you're going to break down that list into 3 segments. Who do you already know? Okay. So by know doesn't mean you're best friends with them, but you've met them before. Maybe you've met them at a chamber meeting, whatever. You know who they are. People you got referred to, so that you could take a look at the recommendations from Facebook as referrals. And then finally, those you don't know, didn't get referred to, and thus are cold calling. And I don't mean cold calling again to sell them anything. You're not going door to door trying to sell something. Just cold call meaning they don't know you and you don't know them. That's it. But by the way, if we're looking to expand our network, we inherently need to get to know people we don't already know, so that's okay. Again, it comes down to, if I need an accountant and I don't know an accountant, then I got to get to know an accountant. And if I got a cold call to get to know an accountant, that's what I need to reach the goals that I've set, whatever that is. The language is basically the same. The only thing that changes is the introduction. So from I know him, I refer to him, I cold call him. So if I use the account example again, so I call Travis. Travis is my account. Hey, Travis, how's things going? What's going on? How's business? Blah, blah, blah. In that conversation, I'm going to say, hey, Travis, I have a real quick question. I'm wondering if you're looking to continue to expand your business and name the general geographical area. Okay, you don't say a specific town or city unless you live in, that's only where they come from, like, New York City, whatever. But name even in New York City, it's probably like blocks. Name the general geographical area that is. So I live in southern New Hampshire. Are you looking to continue to grow your business in southern New Hampshire, northern Massachusetts? And 99% of the time, the response is going to be, yes, of course, you idiot. Why would you ask such a stupid question? Travis, the reason I ask is I work closely with a group of business people. We're really trying to help each other grow our businesses. And when we were meeting the other day, people kept saying they want to meet an accountant. And I thought of you. Do you want to meet these people? That's it. That's the invite. Do you want to meet these people who said they want to meet an accountant? Yes. Great. I'll tell you what. We're actually meeting again 2 weeks from now at such and such a place. Mark, put it on your calendar and I'll introduce you. No. Great. Can I ask you one other question? Sure. Who do you recommend after you? What? Like I said, Travis, there's a group of people. I thought of you. I get that you don't want to. Who would you recommend I call after you? Well, tell me more about it. Or maybe you even get, well, what is this? Tell me more about it. And there's not much more to tell Travis. We're a group of business people. We're trying to help each other grow our businesses, and people kept saying they want to meet an accountant. I thought of you. Yeah, is this that BNI thing? Yeah, actually, we happen to be a BNI chapter. Well, I'm not joining BNI. Didn't ask you to. What? I'm not asking. There's a group of people that want to meet an accountant. I thought of you. Do you want to meet these people or not? No. Great. Can I ask you one other question? It's about that confidence and just moving through. You would be absolutely shocked by how many people on a monthly basis join a chapter saying that if they knew it was BNI before they showed up, they wouldn't have come. I've seen that hundreds of times in my year, at big visitor days especially, right? They come, they have fun, we explain it. And that's, again, the benefit of having a good director do a great presentation is we are trained and capable of kind of eliminating all the misconceptions that might be out there in the presentation and getting people to refocus on what BNI really is about. And again, hundreds of times of people filling out applications saying, if I knew this was BNI, I probably wouldn't even have showed up while applying. But again, your job is not to sell BNI. So if they start going down, is this BNI? Yeah, we're a BNI chapter. What do you know? I'm not joining BNI. Didn't ask you to. Didn't ask. That's not what I'm asking. Asking, do you want to meet these people? If I don't know Travis, but I got referred to Travis, I would say, hey, Travis, my name's Tim. Jamie told me you're the best accountant he knows. I have a real quick question for you. Same language. If I don't have either of those and I'm cold calling, hey, Travis, my name's Tim. I saw your truck. I saw your sign. I saw your card. I saw your advertisement. I saw your thing in the chamber newsletter. However I found the information, I have a real quick question for you. Exact same conversation after that. Again, the only thing that changes is the beginning. Got a quick question for you. Are you looking to expand your business in this greater area? The reason I ask is I work closely with a group of business people. We're trying to help each other do that. When we were meeting the other day, people said they want to meet somebody from your profession, and I thought of you. Do you want to meet these people? That's the invite. That's the invite. Now, is everybody going to say yes? Of course not. This is why we made a list of 20 plus people. With a list of 20 plus people, I believe if you are confident in that language, you should be averaging 7, 8, maybe 10 yeses. Yeah, I'd love to meet these people, especially now as things are slowing down for people, as COVID is kind of behind us. I know it's still around, but you know what I'm talking about. More and more people are looking for this thing that you're doing. And whether it's online, whether it's live, it doesn't matter. Same invite. You should get 7, 8, 10 yeses. Let's say it's 7 yeses. Well, out of those 7 yeses, 3 or 4 are going to show up. 3 or 4 of them are going to have something come up, change their mind, decide that morning they don't want to get out of bed, whatever. That's going to happen. But that means you got 3 or 4 visitors from the same profession in the room. You got 3 or 4 accountants in the room knowing that there's only one seat. You're getting 2 or 3 of them to apply for. And now you get to decide and be selective, like a lot of chapters like to tell me, on which one's the best fit for you. And you filled that seat. You can't invite 1 and stop. Yes or no. You can't invite 2. You can't invite 3. You got to go through your entire list and do not stop. Keys to inviting again. Be confident. Keep it simple. Do not stop. Don't stop at the yes. Don't stop at the no. Because again, the yeses may not show up. And now you're chasing that person. Now you're desperate. And now you've lost them forever. Right? If somebody does say yes and they don't show up, you want to keep inviting. We've heard from great people who've been on this podcast, people we've done interviews with for some of our awards banquets and stuff, who are getting awarded or recognized regionally for being leaders in certain categories, who have said it took 3 or 4 invites to get them even to come. So you don't want to stop. But again, I want to increase the odds that I'm going to get this position filled now, urgently, because I got to start building that relationship with that person now. And depending on my profession, depending on theirs, it could take some time to really develop the relationship to a true profitable place, right? So that means I got to start now, because every week I wait, every month I wait, every quarter I wait, I'm just significantly delaying the results from that profession. Hopefully this is helpful for you to really think about. Hopefully you get the language, kind of make it your own a little bit, but again, follow that. Keep it simple, keep it calm. This is the language I've used. It tends to be very successful. I've heard from others when we did the podcast when episode 537 respond that it was very successful for them. And because again, the key is we explained exactly what BNI is. You're a group of people helping each other grow your business. That's what you are. We don't get into how we do that because that doesn't matter. Weekly meetings, one-to-ones, weekly presentations. That's how we do those things, but it's not who we are. So keep it focused on who you are. For some, this is easy. Some people love talking to people. For a lot of us, it's not. It's going to be very hard, but you got to do it. This is the hard part. This is the hard work. But I also get that not having the quantity and quality of referrals we need in our business is hard too. And for some, that's about to get harder. So really, you just get a choice of which hard do you want. Do you want the hard work up front or do you want the hard work continuously?